in Nigeria, in less than 2 months, I got my open work visa to come and join my husband over here. And all the application, I did it myself. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I did my medicals in Lagos and sent my passport to.
Hi guys, welcome to Next Step with Cherry. So if today is your first time seeing my face, my name is Cherry and I'm a Nigerian immigrant living in Lisbon and in Sweden. And today I am so glad because we are going to move to New Zealand. I have seen a lot of you asking, what about New Zealand? I want to see somebody in New Zealand talk to us. Yes, we have made that happen. So today we are going to look at ways, efficient, like practical ways that you can actually move to New Zealand. So I brought in our sister who is in New Zealand and she's going to introduce herself and tell us what are the ways that people actually move into New Zealand from her experience. So you might want to stay tuned to the end of this video. And as always, I'm going to put the link of her YouTube channel in the video description box below so you can as well reach out to her YouTube channel because she shares a lot of information about New Zealand. If you really want to make New Zealand your destination, then you need to watch this video. So without wasting much time, I'm going to hand over to her so that she can introduce herself and then we can kick off with today's topic. Hello, welcome to our channel. We are so glad to finally have you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, Cherry, for inviting me. Like she said, I live here in New Zealand. I've been here for about a decade, half a decade now. Yeah, and I love it here. And I have got a YouTube channel as well with the name Juliet Chinelo. You're out and about lady here in New Zealand, updating you with the situational reports on what living, working, studying here in New Zealand is all about. So like she said, I'm going to be highlighting the 5 ways that you can migrate here in New Zealand, though there are other ways, but we are going to be looking at the 5 that people mostly explore. The very first um, approach, if you want to come over here in New Zealand, that I would highly recommend is through work. Yeah, recently with what COVID has done, there is a lot of employment opportunities here in New Zealand. New Zealand immigration, they have made things a little bit more settled, like when we came here. Because of the opportunities for people to come and work here. So there is something called accredited employers. So these are employers that are allowed to employ straight from overseas. So you check that out to see if you've got a skill that is highly sought after here in New Zealand. Also, there are other skills as well that straight from overseas, which was not there when I migrated, that you can get your residency and come here like a big girl or a big boy. And some of them have the room of sponsorship, like bringing you here. And those professions are like teachers, auditors, doctors, nurses, and construction workers. And if you've been up to date in what is happening here in New Zealand, we had this natural disaster, cyclone Gabriella, that will even create more opportunity for construction workers and those in the building. So this is the right time to run and check out these accredited employers to see if the skills you have is highly sought after, and if it is not, you can do little modification, acquire those skills, and before you know it, your dream of coming over here to New Zealand will become a reality. So the second route that I'll be talking about today is students. Yeah, I've got a lot of you asking me, students studying here is very expensive and all of that. And that was actually our route. My husband came here to do his study. He did his PhD here. So here in New Zealand, again, is a good place to study, especially at that level, PhD, because you pay at local school fees. You pay the local fees, and I don't know of any country in the world that you pay a local fee if you do not have scholarship for PhD and certain research masters. So that makes it a country you should consider if you're looking at studying at that level. And if you do not have money to do master's, first degree, we have vocational studies here and there that you can use to break even. You study, you just do a vocational study on a skill that is highly sought after here, so that when you finish, you start settling. So educational route is all about you looking at the career path you want to follow and modifying it to suit what you have in your account. Then you can. To me, if you've tried other means, educational pathway should be the bottom line for you, because the truth be told, schools are open to students if you have the money, the finance to show, and if you have the documents they need at the level you want to study. I see no reason why you wouldn't get admission, and they have made things so easy here for students to come that they've reduced or mitigated your risk of being scammed. Various schools here have their own agents. Yes, you heard me, their local agents. So all you need to do is to browse through, do a wee research on the school of interest or the location of interest. And once you flip a message to the school, look, I want to do this program in your school, they would introduce you to the agent that looks after the students from your location. Like Nigeria have got an agent representing them in Otago University, in University of Canterbury. So you do not need to get one offshore agent that the agent is doing student visa for you. So they have mitigated your risk, and these agents are licensed or controlled here, so they cannot scam you. So you look for onshore agent, and once you have the money and the documents required for the course or the program you want to do, trust me, is that easy. You're already here studying in New Zealand. So the third route that we'll be talking about today is partnership or dependent visa. That is actually my own route of migrating here. My husband came here to study, and then I was in Nigeria. In less than 2 months, I got my open work visa to come and join my husband over here. And all the application, I did it myself. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I did my medicals in Lagos and sent my passport to South Africa, because New Zealand do not have any embassy in Nigeria. And I used Korea. They took my passport, they brought it back to me with my New Zealand visa, and it was so fast that I wasn't even ready. I was thinking it would take like half a year and things like that. Yeah, I had to start getting myself ready, resigning, then coming over. So that's how easy student visa, that's how easy dependent or partnership visa was at that time. But now you have to check on New Zealand immigration website. There has been a little bit of adjustment to that, that if you are coming as a partner of a student, the student can support you to make your application, but mostly now you stand on your own, like coming with your own work visa, not more like a dependent, like when I did mine. And also you can come as a you can get a partner open work visa, or even resident or permanent resident if you fall in love with a New Zealand citizen overseas, and you guys can prove that you have been in a stable relationship, living under the same roof for about a year, and having things in common, like buying properties in common, or having, you know what I mean, things
Yeah.
partners do together. Yeah, once you prove that, so you might even be coming as a New Zealand permanent resident. So that is the third way, and the ways you can do a partner dependent work visa, or resident or permanent resident, and come over here in New Zealand. So the fourth one I'll be talking about today is seasonal worker. So here in New Zealand, especially during our summer, there are overwhelming opportunities in the agricultural sector. And if you look on the internet, you would know that New Zealand is known for produce. Yeah, we do a lot of farming here, be it plant, animal. yeah, apples, kiwi fruits. We are into sheep and that sort of thing. So during summer, they usually need workforce to do this harvest. And if you check on the internet, you will know our population. We are barely 5 million, and they export a lot of all the agricultural produce. So they get seasonal workers to come and help with the workforce, and it's pretty straightforward. If you check in the New Zealand immigration website, that is another route you can explore. You target when those seasonal workers are wanted, and you try your luck to see that year the quota that is given, whether it's restricted to only the countries in the Pacific, or if the workforce they needed is extended, that you can apply from anywhere in the world. So you explore that. I've seen people come here to do seasonal work. If you come over here in New Zealand to do seasonal work, of course, you have some contacts. You have an advantage over someone that has never been to New Zealand if you
Mm,
are making subsequent job application that you want to be here and stuff
mm,
like that. So, and there is another, let me talk about two more. There is another one, tourist visa. Yeah, if you're looking for a place to holiday and you don't want to do the Europe again, you want to give you want to give UK a break. So I know the flight fare to New Zealand is can be a little bit discouraging. So you can look towards New Zealand. New Zealand is, I don't know how to express it. It's a very beautiful country, at which I have that time or that I can carry camera around and really show you the nature, how lovely New Zealand is. So it's a place that you can come to see the beautiful places. There is heaps, a lot of beautiful scenes. I don't know how to say this, and just things to see in New Zealand. So if you come over as a tourist to see this country. I've seen some backpackers come to New Zealand, and after holidaying, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to stay back. I love it." And it's a lot easier that you're here if you're approaching an accredited employer. I came here for a holiday and I love it. I want to stay. So the accredited employer would is doing a visual interview is different when it is face to face, and
mm,
yeah, and also if the person has been in New Zealand, at least you know a little bit of the
oh,
culture
mm,
because you've holidayed here, you know a New Zealand English accent, you know little things from your holiday that is pretty basic. And so it's a lot easier to pick somebody that is on holiday here to fill a position that is open for accredited employers, and it will also mitigate their risk and their cost of bringing you from overseas. So this is another thing that I think I might highlight. Just come on holiday here to see if you like it. Then if you
mhm,
like it, yeah, you can take it from there. Or if you don't like it, yeah, you go back home and do your Europe. So
mm.
that's another one. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There is something that you did not mention, and I think that it's a lot of misinformation about it from my end. I feel like maybe it's misinformation. Just like UK has a caregiver visa or healthcare visa, that means
Mm.
that someone cannot get a caregiver job in New Zealand. Can
You
someone get a caregiver? Oh, and you
sure?
can move to New Zealand as a caregiver.
Yep. There
Okay.
is under the accredited employers work
Mm.
visa. So the skills that highly sought after have their code. If we start elaborating on it, I think we'll stay here for another hour. So when I mentioned accredited employers, there are tons of careers, of which
Mm.
caregiving, support work, and nursing, and all of that, and some career paths that you do not necessarily need to be a university graduate to
Mm.
get started right there. So all of that fall within the accredited employers
Oh,
work visa. That's where your rest homes, there's a number of them here. They're in their numbers here. That's where you get them. They get that accreditation that they
Mm.
can hire from overseas. Yeah, so
Okay.
when they get that accreditation from the government that they can hire from overseas, you, the job seeker, it's not your responsibility to go to their website to apply. And if they feel that you've got the necessary skill set that they need to hire you, they will not proceed with you. Some of them would help in your migration depending on the level of caregiving it is. If you are coming as a nurse, in past few months I've known like 4 nurses that we are sponsored yeah, to move over here in New Zealand. One got a hospital in a New Zealand hospital job, then I think two working in a rest home, and the other one in a rehabilitation. So there are opportunities
Mm.
in
Mm.
healthcare in New Zealand. And the other good news is that we have an aging population. So that area is booming, if that makes
Mm.
sense to you.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
comes on the accredited
And
employers.
thank you so much. That's a lot of information. So, guys, you have heard it, and you can start exploring this way. So, I'm going to put as much link as I can get in the description so that you can as well go and check it out. So, for the accredited employer, I've made video about that before, and you can as well go to her channel. She makes videos about New Zealand CV, like everything you might want to know about New Zealand, and then you guys can take it the research off from there. Thank you so much for coming to our channel. I really appreciate this information. I really know that it's going to help one or two people out there.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So nice to meet you. And hopefully we can do this next time. Bye, guys. See you on my next video. Bye.
Yes. Anytime we can do it.